Welcome back to Let's Play Dungeons & Dragons Online Permadeath. And I'm just carrying on with some of the smaller quests in the harbour this time. I'm basically biding my time before I do the hard quest in the harbour, the Baudry's Chain. Seeing if I can improve my gear at all before I do the tricky one.
A skittering sound beneath the floor sets your nerves on edge.
And it would help if I set my dog on attack. The space is so confined in this quest, there's not a lot of space to back up. Which I suppose is good, it means I can't just run away from the enemies this time. Oh, no named Scorpion, that's a shame. Well, that does make it easy. Only one treasure chest for a 30-second quest. Alright, so that's one of the small ones I wanted to do. I also want to head over to the library. Nothing that exciting in the end rewards here. Well, keen repeating. Could be good. I'll take that and figure out if it's good later. The library is a bit more of a dangerous quest. Let me just check. I do have a resist electric potion. That makes it a bit more likely that I'll survive when, well, if I get clobbered by the trap. Let's actually buy some, or rather, trade collectibles for an aid potion or two. These are quite handy for traps at low levels if you just need a bit more survivability. You can just buy regular aid potions as well, but the collectible ones are usually what I end up trading for. Here we go, time for the library. And this one is fairly dangerous because of the traps, although I should be able to disable the ones at the beginning.
Cheerfully agrees to show you his collection. He leads you below the tower, then motions you closer to speed. The air is chilly and damp. Despite this, the books seem bone dry. Magic must be at work here.
I still only have my Korthos trapping gear, but it's good enough for the level 2 quests at least.
Muttering to himself. Best wait for him to leave before trying to steal Dalsamara's books.
Artificer is very strong on trapping skills early on, of course, because of the high intelligence you usually build with.
The librarian has left the room. Quick, obtain the book and the librarian's voice shrieks, "I know your true intentions, thief. my traps will be the end of you.
This is always what I think of as one of my favourite shots in the game. These skeletons emerging out of the gloom. A very easy fight on a ranged character, of course, but I just like the way it's presented. Alright, I'm parking the dog and making him completely passive because if he runs into the traps and dies, he will do me extra hit point damage. At least I didn't think I took Uncaring Master yet. Alright, now these traps are legit dangerous. They're probably going to kill me if I just run in there. So, resistance and one of my aid potions. I can disable them, but just having to run through them in the first place is risky. I have done this quest plenty of times, of course, since I'm playing Permadeath a lot. So I am at least kind of okay at timing the traps here. You time them okay, which is partly a matter of luck, but there are gaps in the lightning burst. It does make it safer. My gnome can barely reach up to these runes. Alright, we got away without being hit at all there, but timing those traps isn't perfect, so it is worth taking them very seriously. Plenty of Permadeath characters die doing this little section. Don't forget the lightning that... There's not really lightning going off there. Did I didn't miss the lever, did I? Pretty sure I got it. No, there it goes. That final lightning thing can hit you when you're standing in that area sometimes, and it's just as dangerous as the other traps, I think. Alright, dog back off of passive. Start moving again. I am liking the shocking with the force damage from my rune arm here. Does means I'm doing the extra damage from every shot to most enemy types. My dog and I do not stand very tall in this water. Alright. So that's all the dangerous stuff done in this quest, really. And this quest is usually a lot of XP. Yeah, nearly 3,000. If you can do it on Elite, of course. I do like doing this one on Elite because it's not very dangerous apart from that one trappy area. But with some characters it's just not practical, it's too risky to go through those traps. It's possible to turn off these zombies, but I'm having no trouble killing them. My dog was threatening to run through the trap there. I guess he wouldn't necessarily have run through because there are no breakables over there. But he was getting close to it, so best to disable him. Disabled that one successfully on a 2. That's pretty good. I do need better trapping gear, but I'm doing okay for the level 2 quest, it seems. Re-enable the dog, and let's deal with the skeletons. Wow, my dog got wrecked there. I'm glad he was doing the fighting. Alright, this fire method worries me a bit on Elite. This fight used to be quite dangerous, but I think they reduced the number of methods or something, because it doesn't seem that hard these days. Plus, I guess I just do it with more hit points than we used to have when doing these quests. Okay. Another easy one knocked out.
You have found what you came for. It is time to leave this vile place.
Okay, now for the last of the small harbour quests here. And this one is pretty dangerous in one spot.
The way into the gambling hall is clear.
Because of dogs. So the first dog is no trouble. One on its own is not enough to cause me a problem. Although you would see me get real scared if it knocked me over there. Useful as my dog is, I don't want to rely on him too much. Okay, time for the dangerous part. And I'm not really sure how I want to handle this. I could just send my dog. Alright, we're gonna do this the cautious way. I want to be able to back out of this one if the guard makes it all the way to his lever. So I guess I'm going to set the dog on him and shoot him. Yes. There's no kill like overkill. So do I want to activate these dogs at all? They're pretty nasty as a group. And I am not very tough. Let's just leave them. It's not worth the XP for the risk. In a group we would usually take these on, but I don't like being too dependent on the dog to help me out, and I would be really relying on the dog to pull aggro. If the dog did that reliably, there would be no problem with that fight. Of course, it's also possible my dog gets a mind of his own and starts getting ideas about taking them on himself. Let's hope he doesn't do that. The dogs will sometimes open, the pet dogs will sometimes open doors on their own, but they don't pull levers on their own, I'm pretty sure. Whoa. My dog nearly decided to break the gambling tables on his own.
A small mirror is mounted above the cabinet on the northern wall of this room. A large, ugly fellow approaches with murder in his eyes. Ramsay also falls to his knees and then slaps his face. His business will affect the church no longer.
My dog ready to finish the quest over there. What docent is my dog carrying at the moment? Improving the trip DC is kind of valuable. We'll try him with this one. Yeah, his tripping ability is actually pretty useful to me, so we'll see if that helps.
Erect enough tables to satisfy Brother Augustus.
Still tempted by those dogs, but I'm not going to do it. Besides, bonuses are already locked in. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.